Hello everybody. I hope that you are fine and I would like to say عواشر مبروكة ورمضان مبارك سعيد إن شاء الله بالصحة والسلامة وباش ما تمنيتو and happy Ramadan for sure everybody. So last time we've dealt with comparatives, okay? So the equal comparative and comparatives in general, and today inshallah I'm going to deal with the superlative, okay? So first of all, what is the superlative? Okay, we have to ask. So when I said comparative is to compare between two things, okay? Two things. Comparative is always between two things, two people, two animals, etc. Yeah? What about superlative? So superlative is something which is the best, the top. You can't compare it with someone else or with something else. Okay, why? Because it's unique. Okay, so let's write it down. Nice. So superlative is when we talk about something of the highest, okay? The highest, as I told you before, the top. The highest order quality or the highest, I don't know what, okay? So this is the use of superlatives. So let's move on to the form. So as I told you last time in comparative, so we have two types of adjectives. Okay, normally we have three types, irregular, so they don't follow the rules. Anyway, so here you have two types of adjectives, short adjectives and long adjectives. So let's deal first with the form of short adjectives, okay? So the form is this, the, which is very important, you can't remove it, the, اللي هي in Arabic الألف واللام, okay? The plus the adjective plus est. To form superlative in a short adjective, so we use the plus adjective plus est. For example, the small is the adjective, and we add est to form the superlative. So the smallest, for example, we have the elephant, we have the dog, and we have the rabbit. Okay, so we say that the rabbit is the smallest animal. The smallest animal, which means أصغر حيوان in this group of animals اللي هما the elephant, the dog, and the rabbit. يعني أصغر حيوان في هذه المجموعة. يعني here you are comparing three animals: the elephant, the dog, and the rabbit. So sure, the elephant is bigger than the dog. And the rabbit is the smallest animal, So this is the form of a short adjective. But sure, you have some spelling rules like comparative. So adjective that ends in E, you add only st. If you still remember in comparative, adjectives that end in E, we add only R. So here, for superlative, adjectives that end in E, we add only st. Les adjectifs qui se terminent déjà avec E, on ajoute juste st. For example, large, the largest. Okay, the largest. Here you have already an E, no need to add another one. Yes? So the second rule, adjective with one syllable ending in CVC, les adjectifs avec une syllabe qui se terminent avec consonne, voyelle, consonne. What are we going to do? Double the last consonant, then rest. On double la dernière consonne, puis on ajoute est. Okay? So, for example, the hottest. Hot, CVC. Yes? So, we double the last consonant. The last consonant is T. On double la dernière consonne, les T. Puis on ajoute est. The hottest, the biggest, for example. Yes, and so on and so forth. So adjectives with one syllable ending in Y, les adjectifs avec une syllabe qui se terminent avec Y. Okay, so what are you going to do? You remove it, you delete the Y. Okay, نحيد Y. Puis we add ist. Okay, we remove it. Remove what? Remove the Y. Then add ist. نحيد Y et j'ajoute ust. For example, funny, crazy, dry, all these are with one syllable, yes? And they are having a Y by the end, so look at here, the, funny, yes. Please pay attention, in all examples I've written the, the. Ok? Regarde les exemples, j'ai écrit the pour former la superlative. Ok? As I have said, that the is like الألف واللام in Arabic. Okay? I would like to say, for example, I say al-karim. Al-karim, which means someone who is the top. Okay? quelqu'un اللي في top الكرم ديالو كنقولوا يتصف بالكرم. So the, okay, is the top. Is it clear? أسماء الله الحسنى كلها فيها الألف واللام because Allah is the top, is unique. Let's move on to the long adjectives. So for the long adjectives, the form is the most plus the adjective. دائما long adjective, on change rien في l'adjectif, mais on ajoute quelque chose avant et ou bien après. Comparative, we use then. Superlative, دائما we use the most plus the adjective. For example, the most comfortable, the most beautiful, the most readable, the most interesting, the most exciting, the most dangerous, and so on and so forth. Last time I said that باش نعرف that they are long adjective with suffixes. عندهم des suffix. Okay? عندهم des suffix. Les suffix قلنا هما able, ing, ous, ful, and so on and so forth. So these are the spelling rules of the superlatives in short adjective and short in the long adjective. And long adjective, by the way, it's easy. You add nothing, you change nothing, just the most plus adjective. Okay, like that we have seen the form. So please, I would like to deal with the irregular adjectives. Okay, so let's move on. I explained before irregular, which means they follow no rule of the others. Okay, so عندهم لا فورم ديالهم بوحديتهم ما كيتبعوا حتى شي قاعده من القواعد. And last time I've given 3 examples, and by the way, these are the major. Okay, these are the most important ones. Okay, so you've got good, and we've said that for comparative is better than, and for the superlative the best. What about bad? Bad, if you still remember, comparative is worse than. And for the superlative دائما you've got the, so the worst, the worst. And finally you've got far, farther than or further than. So one is American, the other is British. And finally for superlative we've got the farthest or the furthest. These are, as I said, the 3 major irregular adjectives. So shall we move on to practice? I'm having an exercise with multiple choice. It could be a comparative or it could be a superlative, and I'm going to show you how to know whether it's a comparative or it's a superlative. So let's read the question. Write the adjective in the correct form. In the correct form, which means write it in the comparative form or in the superlative form. So let's see number 1. So I said, and I repeat again, that comparative, we are always talking about 2 things. And when I'm talking about superlative, I'm talking about something unique, something the top. You can compare it with something else. Okay? So here you've got Sarah is beautiful Jessie. So if you have a look in the sentence, you're going to have 2 people. So Sarah is person number 1 and Jessie is number 2. Here I'm comparing 2 people, Sarah and Jessie. It's a comparative. This is the first thing that you should know. The second thing that you have to know is whether the adjective is short or long. So you've got beautiful, and beautiful has a suffix which is ful, beautiful. So it's a long adjective, and long adjective normally we use more plus adjective plus than. Sometimes they can write for you then, so they show you that it's a comparative. But if they didn't write, then you have to write it. So I'm going to say Sarah is more beautiful than Jessie. Okay, so here, as I've said, I'm comparing 2 people, and I have beautiful, which is a long adjective, so which add not more before the adjective and then after the adjective. So let's move on to the second one. Elephants are big animals on the earth. So here I'm talking about the elephant. So elephant is number 1. Do I compare elephant with something else, with another animal? No. So here I'm talking about the superlative. ما عنديش comparaison ديال les éléphants مع شي animal واحد آخر. So I'm talking about superlative. And superlative is a short one. It's CVC. Consonant, voyelle, consonant. And I've said that if it's a CVC, we double the last consonant, then we add est. Sure, don't forget the. Adjectif courte. وعندنا consonne, voyelle, consonne. On double la dernière consonne, puis on ajoute est ou jamais ننسى the. Okay, never forget the because it's very important. Yes. Alors, number 3. I got 20 out of 20. My mark is number 1. Do I compare my mark with another mark? عندي comparaison ديال النقطة ديالي مع quelqu'un d'autre? No, I'm talking about my mark which is 20. Yes? So here it's the superlative and just number 1. So superlative and good, it's not a short adjective, it's not a long adjective, but it's an irregular adjective. Irregular adjective good in superlative gives the best. My mark was the best. So I hope that it's quite clear. Please don't forget in superlative the. Number 4. Tom is Bob. So Tom is number 1 and Bob is number 2. So here I'm comparing two people. It's comparative. And the adjective is short. Short is a short adjective. Okay, so the form is to add er. So Tom is shorter than. Okay, so please we add only er to the short adjective in order to form comparative. And finally you've got Barbara is wealthy, which means very rich. Okay, Layla. Yes, so Barbara is number 1. Layla is number 2. So wealthy is a short adjective, 2 syllables, and it finishes with y, like crazy, funny, etc. So, well, we remove the y and we add IER. Les adjectifs qui se terminent avec y, كنحيدو y ونحطو IER. So, is wealthier than Layla. Wealthier than Layla. So I hope that the exercise is quite clear, and I hope that I helped you to differentiate between comparative and superlative and how to discover that it's a comparative and superlative in a multiple choice exercise like this one. And I hope the lesson that it's quite clear again. Thank you for your attention. See you next time inshallah for another lesson. Goodbye.